You're listening to the Mindful Chapters, a sanctuary for heartfelt stories and gentle growth. If this chapter resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe to help our mindful community grow. Now, let's continue the journey together. The words you speak to yourself. A gentle guide to transforming 2026 through self-talk. By Lila Hart. A letter to you. Dear friend, Happy New Year. Welcome to 2026. I'm sitting here with my morning coffee, watching the first light come through my window, and I'm thinking about you, about the year you've just walked through, about the year that's now opening in front of you like a door you didn't know was there. This little book? It's my gift to you. Not because I have all the answers, but because I've learned something that changed everything for me, and I believe it can change everything for you too. It's simple, almost too simple. The words you speak to yourself become your life. I know. You've probably heard versions of this before. But stay with me, because what I'm about to share isn't just theory or positive thinking fluff. It's the actual mechanism of how you create your reality, one sentence at a time. Let's walk through this together, slowly. With so much love, Lila. Chapter 1. The Frequency of Words. Let me tell you about water. You might have heard about Dr. Masaru Emoto's water crystal experiments. He took water, spoke different words to it, some loving, some harsh, then froze it and looked at the crystals under a microscope. The water that heard "I love you" and "thank you" formed the most beautiful, symmetrical crystals you've ever seen. Perfect geometry, pure harmony. The water that heard "I hate you" or "you disgust me," the crystals were chaotic, broken, formless. Now here's what matters. Your body is more than 70% water. Let that sink in for a moment. Every time you speak to yourself, whether out loud or in that constant inner dialogue, you're not just thinking thoughts. You're sending vibrational frequencies through the water that makes up most of who you are. When you say, "I'm not good enough," your body hears it. When you say, "I always mess this up," your cells respond. When you whisper, "I'm so stupid" after a mistake, every drop of water in you receives that message. But here's the beautiful part. It works the other way too. When you say, "I'm doing my best," your body softens. When you say, "I'm learning," something in you opens. When you whisper, "I love you" to yourself, your entire system shifts. This isn't metaphor. This is physics meeting biology, meeting the quantum field. Your words aren't just sounds. They're creative forces. They're the bridge between the invisible, your thoughts, and the visible, your life. Chapter 2. How I learned this, the hard way. I need to tell you something about myself. 5 years ago, I was living in New York, working at a job that looked impressive on paper, but was slowly destroying me from the inside out. I was the person who said yes to everything, who stayed late, who never asked for help because I believed, deeply, unconsciously, that I had to earn my place in the world. I had to prove I was worthy. I had to show I was capable. I had to be perfect or I was nothing. The words I spoke to myself during that time, they were brutal. You're falling behind. Everyone else is doing better than you. If you rest, you'll lose everything. You're not working hard enough. I was my own worst critic, my harshest judge. And I thought that's what it took to succeed. I thought that's what drive meant. Until my body said no. It started with exhaustion that sleep couldn't fix. Then anxiety that had no clear source. Then this feeling of emptiness. Like I was performing a life instead of living one. That's when I left. Packed a bag, drove to Chiang Mai, and spent a month doing nothing but breathing and walking and sitting with myself. One afternoon, I was driving through the mountains completely alone, and this voice came through. Not an external voice, more like a knowing that rose up from somewhere deeper than my conscious mind. It said, "You don't have to try so hard. You're already loved. You're already enough. And I'm here with you always." I pulled over and cried. Not sad tears. Relief tears. The kind that come when something you've been carrying for years finally sets itself down. That sentence became my anchor, my reset button, my way back to myself. And in 2025, it transformed my entire life. Not because I started working harder, but because I started working from a completely different frequency. Chapter 3: The Real Power of Self-Talk. Here's what most people get wrong about affirmations and self-talk. They think it's about repeating pretty words until you believe them. But that's not how it works. Self-talk isn't about lying to yourself. It's about choosing which frequency you're broadcasting from. Think about it like this. Right now, you have multiple radio stations playing inside you. One station plays the "I'm not enough" loop. Another plays the "I'm too much" channel. There's a station for anxiety, one for shame, one for old wounds. But there are also other stations, quieter ones, maybe, but just as real. The "I'm doing my best" station. The "I'm learning" frequency. The "I'm worthy of love exactly as I am" channel. Self-talk is how you change the dial. It's not about creating something that isn't true. It's about tuning into the truth that's already there but gets drowned out by all the noise. When you repeat a sentence to yourself, especially one that resonates with something deep in you, you're not brainwashing yourself. You're rewiring yourself. You're creating new neural pathways. You're teaching your nervous system a new baseline. And here's what changed everything for me. You don't have to believe it at first. You just have to be willing to try it on. To let it be true for 30 seconds while you say it. To give it a little space in your consciousness. Over time, repetition doesn't create belief. It creates knowing. Chapter 4: Your 2026 Self-Talk Blueprint. So here's what I want to offer you for 2026. Not a long list of resolutions. Not a vision board, though I love those too. But something simpler and more powerful. One core self-talk phrase that will become your frequency for the year. This isn't a generic affirmation someone else wrote. This is your sentence. The one that speaks directly to what you're ready to release and what you're ready to step into. I created something for you, a way to discover your personal self-talk phrase. It asks 5 simple questions, and from your answers, it generates a sentence that will feel like it was written specifically for your soul. Because it was. The questions are designed to help you. Reflect on what you're leaving behind. Acknowledge what you're proud of. Name what you're calling in. Identify what's been blocking you. Choose your new frequency. When you get your phrase, you might feel a little jolt of recognition. A little, oh. That's your signal. That's your body saying, yes, this is what I need to hear. And then your job, your only job, is to speak it to yourself. Not once, not when you remember, but every single day. Morning, night, driving in your car, before a difficult conversation, after a mistake, during a moment of doubt. Speak it until it becomes the background music of your life. Chapter 5: The 10-minute practice that changes everything. I want to give you something practical. Something you can start today, right now, that will shift your entire year. It's what I call the morning frequency reset. It takes 10 minutes. That's it. Here's how it works. Minute 1 to 3, breathe and arrive. Sit somewhere comfortable. Close your eyes. Place one hand on your heart. Just breathe. Don't try to change anything. Just notice you're here. You made it to another day. Your heart is beating. You're alive. Minute 4 to 6. Speak your gratitude frequency. Out loud, this is important. Not just in your head. Say 3 things you're grateful for. But not the generic kind. The specific kind. I'm grateful for the warmth of this blanket. I'm grateful my body carried me through yesterday. I'm grateful for the sound of rain. Feel each one as you say it. This isn't a checklist. This is you tuning your frequency to appreciation. Minute 7 to 9. Speak your core self-talk phrase. This is where you say your sentence. The one that's for you. Say it slowly. Say it like you mean it. Say it 3 times. Let it land in your body. Notice what happens. Do you feel resistance? Softening? Emotion? Just notice. All of it is okay. Minute 10. Set your intention for the day. Ask yourself, how do I want to feel today? Not what you want to do. How you want to feel. I want to feel peaceful. I want to feel creative. I want to feel connected. Then say, I'm open to this day showing me what I need. That's it. 10 minutes. Do this every morning in 2026, and I promise you, by February, you'll feel different. By summer, people will ask what changed. By December, you'll look back and barely recognize who you were in January. Not because you worked harder, because you spoke differently to yourself. Chapter 6. When the old stories come back. Let me be real with you about something. This isn't a magic fix. Changing your self-talk doesn't mean the old voices disappear forever. They'll come back. The critic, the doubter, the part of you that learned early on that you had to be perfect to be loved. You'll have days where your core phrase feels like a lie, where the old frequency feels more true, more familiar, safer somehow. And on those days, I want you to know, that's okay. This isn't about perfection. It's about practice. When the old story comes back, when you catch yourself mid-dash, I'm so stupid, or I'll never get this right, you don't have to beat yourself up for it. You just notice. You catch it, and then you choose again. Oh, there's that old story. I see you, but I'm choosing something different now. And then you speak your new phrase, even if it feels flat, even if you don't believe it in that moment. You say it anyway. Because here's the secret. Consistency beats intensity every time. One time saying, I'm enough, with doubt is more powerful than 0 times saying it. 10 times saying it this week is more powerful than saying it perfectly once. The transformation happens in the repetition, not the perfection. Chapter 7. What will change and how? You might be wondering, okay, but what actually changes? What does this look like in real life? Let me tell you what I noticed in my own life after committing to my core phrase every day. In the first month, I became aware of how often I was criticizing myself. It was shocking, honestly. The self-talk I'd normalized was brutal. But awareness is the first step. I started catching it, gently correcting it. By month 3, my decisions started changing. Not dramatically, quietly. I said no to things that used to feel obligatory. I said yes to rest without guilt. I stopped forcing things that didn't flow. By month 6, other people started noticing. You seem different, they'd say. Calmer. More yourself. And they were right. I wasn't performing anymore. I was just being. By month 12, my entire life looked different. Not because I'd achieved some huge goal, but because I was living from a completely different frequency. The things I wanted started finding me. The relationships that drained me fell away. The opportunities that aligned showed up. This is what happens when you change the words you speak to yourself. Your decisions align with your truth instead of your fear. Your actions come from love instead of proving. Your presence becomes magnetic because you're no longer broadcasting not enough. Your life reorganizes around who you actually are, not who you think you need to be. It's not magic. It's frequency. And you're the one holding the dial. Chapter 8. Your 2026 Invitation. So here we are. A new year. A clean slate. A chance to become someone who speaks to themselves the way they'd speak to someone they deeply love. I'm not going to tell you that 2026 will be perfect. That if you do this practice, nothing hard will happen. Life doesn't work that way. But I will tell you this. When you change the words you speak to yourself, you change the lens through which you experience everything. The same challenge feels different when you're saying, I can handle this instead of I can't do this. The same mistake feels different when you're saying, I'm learning instead of I'm failing. The same uncertain moment feels different when you're saying, I trust myself instead of I don't know what I'm doing. Your circumstances might not change overnight, but your relationship with them will. And from that new relationship, new possibilities emerge. This is my invitation to you for 2026. Choose one sentence. Commit to it. Speak it every day. Let it be the frequency you broadcast, the foundation you build from, the truth you return to when everything else feels shaky. And watch what happens. Not because I said so, but because you're about to experience it yourself. Chapter 9. How to get your personal phrase. I've created something just for you. It's called the Self-Talk Blueprint, and it's my gift to you for 2026. It's a simple process, 5 reflective questions that help you. Honor where you've been. Acknowledge what you're carrying. Name what you're ready for. Identify what's been in the way. Claim your new frequency. When you complete it, you'll receive a personally crafted self-talk phrase. Not generic. Not something I wrote for everyone, but a sentence that speaks directly to your journey, your heart, your next evolution. Some people have told me that when they received their phrase, they cried. Not because it was sad, but because it felt like something they'd been waiting their whole life to hear. That's the power of the right words at the right time. The power of the right words. Let me show you what I mean. Here are real examples from people who've done this work. Sarah, 34, struggling with perfectionism. Her phrase, I am whole even in my unfinished becoming. My worth isn't earned, it's inherent. She told me, the word unfinished gave me permission to be a work in progress. For the first time in my life, I stopped waiting to be ready before I could love myself. Marcus, 42, recovering from a painful divorce. His phrase, I trust my heart to heal at its own pace. I am not broken. I am breaking open. He wrote to me months later. Breaking open instead of broken, that one shift changed everything. I stopped seeing my pain as failure and started seeing it as transformation. Jen, 28, anxious about her career path. Her phrase, I don't have to have it all figured out. I am exactly where I need to be, learning exactly what I need to learn. She shared, I used to think being lost meant I was behind. Now I see it as part of my path. That phrase helped me stop comparing my Chapter 3 to everyone else's Chapter 20. David, 55, facing a health crisis. His phrase, "My body is not my enemy, it's my messenger. I listen with compassion, and I respond with love." He told me, after years of feeling betrayed by my body, those words helped me find partnership with it again. We're on the same team now. Do you see it? The right words at the right time don't just sound nice. They unlock something. They give language to what your soul already knows, but your mind hasn't been able to articulate. They become the bridge between where you are and where you're ready to go. The 5 questions. Now, let me walk you through the questions that will help you discover your phrase. Find a quiet space. Get a journal or open a notes app. Take a breath. And let's begin. Question 1. What are you ready to release? Think about 2025 or maybe the last few years. What belief, pattern, or story are you finally ready to let go of? Maybe it's the belief that you have to do everything perfectly, the story that you're always behind, the pattern of putting everyone else first, the fear that you're not enough/smart/worthy/lovable enough. Write it down. Be specific. Be honest. Example answer. I'm ready to release the belief that I have to prove my worth through constant productivity. I'm tired of feeling like my value is tied to my output. Question 2. What are you most proud of from this past year? Not what you accomplished, though that counts too. But what do you feel proud of in terms of your growth, your courage, your heart? Maybe you asked for help for the first time, set a boundary you've never set before, kept going even when it was hard, chose yourself in a moment where you usually wouldn't have. This isn't bragging. This is honoring yourself. Example answer. I'm proud that I finally ended a relationship that wasn't serving me, even though I was terrified of being alone. I chose my peace over my fear. Question 3. What do you want to feel more of in 2026? Not what you want to have or achieve. What do you want to feel? Peace, joy, freedom, creative flow, self-trust, belonging, lightness, power, connection, rest? Choose 1 to 3 feelings, the ones that make your body say yes, that. Example answer. I want to feel peaceful in my own skin. I want to feel creative without pressure. And I want to feel deeply connected to myself and to the people I love. Question 4. What's been blocking you from feeling that way? Be gentle here. This isn't about blame. It's about awareness. What belief, fear, or pattern has been standing between you and those feelings? Maybe the belief that rest is lazy, the fear of disappointing others, the pattern of waiting for permission, the story that you don't deserve good things. Name it. Look it in the eye. Example answer. I think what blocks me is this deep belief that I'm only valuable when I'm producing or helping others. So I never let myself just be. I'm always doing, proving, earning. Question 5. If your wisest, most loving self could speak to you right now, what would they say? Close your eyes for a moment. Imagine a version of you, maybe 5 years from now, maybe from a dimension where you've already healed this, looking at you with so much love. What would they want you to know? What would they tell you that you need to hear? What truth would they speak that would set you free? Trust the first thing that comes. Don't edit it. Let it be messy or simple or profound. Example answer. They would tell me, "You don't have to earn love. You don't have to be useful to be worthy. You can rest and still be enough. You've always been enough." What happens next? Once you've answered these 5 questions from your heart, you'll have everything you need to receive your personal self-talk phrase. The phrase will be crafted from your own words, woven together in a way that speaks directly to your journey. It will acknowledge what you're releasing, honor where you've been, and call in what you're ready for. And when you read it, you'll feel it, that oh moment, that sense of, yes, this is what I needed to hear. You'll be guided through these 5 questions with gentle prompts and space to reflect. Then, you'll receive your personalized phrase, designed specifically for you, for this moment, for this year. Take 10 minutes. Sit with the questions. Answer from your heart, not your head. And then let your phrase find you. Some people do this alone with a cup of tea. Some do it with a trusted friend. Some do it in their journal first, then transfer their answers. There's no wrong way. The only requirement is honesty and gentleness with yourself. Once you have it, I invite you to do 3 things. 1. Write it somewhere you'll see it every day. On your mirror, in your phone, on a card by your bed. 2. Set a daily reminder to speak it. Morning is ideal, but find what works for you. 3. Share it with someone you trust if you feel called to. There's power in witnessing. This is your anchor for 2026. Your frequency. Your coming home phrase. Chapter 10. A final word. Before I let you go, I want to say one more thing. You don't have to be perfect at this. You don't have to remember every day. You don't have to believe it fully right away. You just have to be willing. Willing to try something different. Willing to be gentle with yourself. Willing to speak to yourself the way someone who loves you would. Because here's what I know to be true. The way you talk to yourself is either building you up or breaking you down. There's no neutral. Every word is either adding to your foundation or chipping away at it. And the beautiful thing? You get to choose. Right now. Today. This moment. You can choose words that honor you, words that encourage you, words that remind you of who you really are beneath all the fear and conditioning and old stories. This is the work. Not achieving. Not performing. Not proving. Just speaking to yourself with love until that becomes your default frequency. And from that frequency, everything changes. Everything. Closing blessing. May 2026 be the year you learn to speak to yourself the way the universe speaks to you. With infinite patience. With unwavering love. With complete faith in who you're becoming. May your words create beauty in your life. May your voice become your refuge. May you discover that you've always been enough. You don't have to try so hard anymore. You're already loved. And I'm here with you always. Welcome home to yourself. With all my heart, Lila Hart. P.S. Remember, emotions are frequencies. And gratitude is the most powerful frequency of all. When you speak your new words to yourself, speak them with gratitude for who you're becoming. That's where the magic lives. The Mindful Chapters. A New Year gift for 2026. About the author. Lila Hart is a mindfulness and energy psychology educator based in Santa Fe, New Mexico. After recovering from severe burnout through the practice of emotional frequency work and quantum shifting, she now teaches others how to transform their lives through simple, sustainable practices. She is the author of The Art of Trusting the Universe, The Soft Reprogram, and The Receiving Mode, and hosts the podcast Soft Power Energy. Her work has been described as therapy you can feel and the permission you didn't know you needed. She believes that transformation doesn't require perfection, just 10 minutes a day and a willingness to speak to yourself with love.